The brain does not fail when it creates myths. A myth is not a false belief in the brain, and it should not be interpreted as ignorance. It is a structural adaptation, a survival-oriented response to uncertainty, complexity, and incomplete information. When the environment is unpredictable, dangerous, or ambiguous, the brain compresses reality into simplified, emotionally coherent narratives. This compression stabilizes perception, regulates emotional response, and guides rapid action. Accuracy is not the priority. Survival is. A myth is the brain's way of ensuring functionality, coherence, and endurance when certainty is impossible. Myths are not stored in the logical, analytical circuits of the brain. They are encoded in the emotional and limbic systems, intertwined with memory, identity, and instinctual safety mechanisms. Once a belief is bound to feeling, it no longer requests evidence or rational verification. Logic may attempt to intervene, but emotional encoding shields the belief. These myths exist as autonomous constructs within the nervous system, defended automatically, reinforced repeatedly, and resistant to contradictory information. They are experiential, visceral, and deeply integrated. Myths operate at the speed of neural processing, faster than conscious deliberation or analytical reasoning. They form instantly when the brain detects uncertainty or threat, stabilize perception, and guide immediate action. Science, evidence, and reason arrive slowly, requiring prefrontal processing, careful evaluation, and sustained cognitive effort. Under conditions of pressure, threat, or high stakes, the brain prioritizes speed over correctness, efficiency over accuracy. This neural prioritization explains why myths persist even when evidence contradicts them. Reaction beats rationality every time. When a belief becomes fused with identity, it is no longer treated as mere information. It functions as a protective construct. Contradiction is interpreted as attack. The nervous system mobilizes defenses, triggering emotional and cognitive resistance. At this stage, the brain defends the myth not because it is objectively true, but because it is integral to the self. Logic is bypassed, evidence is rejected, and the myth is reinforced continuously. The homeostasis of identity always takes precedence over external truth. Intelligence does not inherently eliminate myths. In fact, higher cognitive capability often constructs sophisticated defenses around existing beliefs. A person with advanced reasoning skills may justify, rationalize, and reinforce myths to maintain coherence with identity or emotional needs. Reason becomes a tool of reinforcement rather than verification. Brilliance and delusion can coexist because the brain leverages intelligence to protect emotional and existential stability, not to seek truth alone. This is a central paradox of human cognition. Evolution prioritized survival and functional coherence over factual accuracy. Myths are ancient cognitive technologies that provided predictive stability, emotional regulation, and identity preservation in uncertain environments. Until scientific reasoning can replace meaning, not just correct facts, the brain will continue to privilege coherence over accuracy, comfort over correction, and deeply encoded belief over evidence. Myths persist because they are wired into the architecture of cognition, ensuring continuity, safety, and psychological endurance, even when confronted with truth.